if my baseline is like I'm at 70% of my speed, 3 months from now, I want my average day to be 80% of my speed. But we want to help people regularly be achieving that.
The product's literally giving me my life back. It just became so obvious that this is what I should do with my second chance at life. Again, I spent all my money making this a thing. I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it for purpose.
Graymatter sending 3 of you to the World Cup.
We're introducing you to Adessa, the world's first mind spa. And at the end of the video, Jim shares exactly where Graymatter is at, in the CPG space.
So I got connected with this guy, Tom, who's a former executive at Lululemon. A friend of mine introduced me to him, said, hey, you gotta see what this guy's doing. And when we talked, it was just like, we were speaking the same language, you know?
I'm Tom Wingard, co-founder and CEO of Adessa, and I want to change your mind. I've spent my career in fitness and wellness. I helped build this $500 billion a year industry. And in all of it, the gyms, the peptides, the cold plunges, there is nothing for the mind. The world is ready for functional and accessible care for the mind.
We're in Miami to be more here, and I guess it's going to be the first ever mind spa. And I don't really know what it's going to be like, but we're about to find out.
Technology and expertise to help our brains work as well as they can. It's mostly reserved for people that are already in serious crisis. It's not wrong, but it's not the best that we can do. Not when most of us are running on burnout, stress, and brain fog, quietly wondering if we could feel better than we ever have.
So I just did my cognitive assessment. I go get results from scientists that would tell me things about my brain, and I just did some tests on. And we're going from this.
Neuroscience had reached a point where we can do remarkable things for the mind non-invasively, without surgery, without a chip in your brain, without drugs. So we're building Adessa based on that science, a destination for cognitive well-being. We use proven neuroscience and new ways to discover your cognitive potential and validated technology to help you reach it, all in an environment that feels like a spa, not a clinic. The world is ready for functional and accessible care for the mind.
The template, the brain itself is the template, but the red and yellow, that is your actual brain data. So when you were wearing the cap, we were watching the activity of your brain. Yeah, go for it. And I was moving around a t-shirt, and I was talking to someone about it. So the red and yellow is the actual electrical activity on the surface of your brain. And it's moving over time, like as you would do with different things. In order for that activity to move, different parts of the brain have to engage with each other. And they do that through these blue and wires. You currently are looking at yourself, right? Eyes straight at you. And you can see, these are the different, you see this wires going from left to right there. That's the corpus callosum that connects the left and right side of your brain. So as your activity is moving from left to right, it's going through those regions.
Neural networks.
Yes, exactly. Same thing. So it's getting ready to restart when it does. Here, yeah. Yep, and then, yep, exactly. Your hippocampus, so memory is coming through right there, right down there. And then my favorite part of it is the second half of the scan. So this is actually where you're looking right at yourself. I'm going to tilt this down a little bit. This is the frontal lobe doing that executive skill, but that was wide bilateral distribution of frontal lobe activation. So doing those executive skills. One, I love being able to look at this and see what's happening. But two, we're actually pulling data out of this. On that last page where I scrolled down and showed you like attention at these different aspects. But we're actually pulling data. And so we're using this part to understand and do the discovery phase. This evolves with the different types of activation ways. But we can both decide which ones we want to use based on this. And in the future, with some of the other activation tools we have planned, we'll be actually targeting specific areas. That area is really strongly active, I'm going to go for it. Or I could say right now, the left side is really active, but the right side is not quite as much. Right. I'm going to go for the right side to bring it online, to activate it in line with the other side. Not only do we want to help people achieve more of their potential, but we want to help people regularly be achieving more. Like if my baseline is like I'm at 70% of my speed, 3 months from now, I want my average day to be 80% of my speed. And the beautiful piece that on top of all of this is like, I'm not an engineer. If I was an engineer, maybe I could figure out how to make my stereo get louder.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a neuroscientist, and there are ways to help increase the ceiling. We can help your capacity increase too. So it's not just that you turn the volume up and then it's high. No, for a lot of this stuff, we can actually raise that ceiling so you can keep developing more capacity, which is my favorite definition of intelligence. The capacity to develop capacity.
Yeah.
And we can help you. So that's what Adessa is up to.
So if let's do this cognitive test, there's doing an assessment of your mind in a number of different ways. So you take some cognitive assessment, measure your different things, but then also looking at your brain, scan, it's called the log scan. You'll see it on some of these videos. But then after that, based on your assessment, you can then neuromodulate different things according to what it is that you're looking to improve or like improve your capacity to do. Might be like, Jim, what's neuromodulation? Think of it like turning up the knob on a specific neurotransmitter or thing in your brain, right? There's all these different neural networks in your brain. Graymatter, for example, neuromodulates up your focus by increasing dopamine. That's just one thing. Now you can have these sensory inputs through different things that they just did there that also neuromodulate. So one of them was like to really calm down. This is visual and audio stimuli that really supposed to calm. And a number of different other ones. So based on your assessment, you then can go and choose what to do. This was just a pop-up, so they kind of showed you all of them. But you can imagine in the future, go into a mind spot. You already kind of know what you're going to feel like, but you validate it by looking at your brain. And then neuromodulate what feeling you're trying to get better at or reduce. Or it's pretty incredible.
Made it. Yeah.
All right.
What is this call? Is that
It's for the shot that we're starting to work on. Victor, thanks for starting to work on it. Maybe I'll just tell you what we're thinking about it, and you can give me your feedback. We can play around with the exact ounces in there from when it comes to flavor and form and having it function like that. But we would want it to be the same ingredients, because I think a lot of the magic of what Graymatter is the way that we've made these ingredients work together and that kind of feeling that it induces. We can focus on just getting one right first.
Right.
Because there's some uniqueness in our formula in that some people take a smaller dose, other people take a bigger dose. Like there's some variation in preference.
I will be honest, the bigger challenge is because we are using so many kind of ingredients of probably coming in granular form. So I will check all the ingredients one by one and see what is the one that's probably going to create more issues.
Even if we decide, oh, this doesn't taste good or the form isn't good, from there then we can iterate. But I'd love to just try to make it exactly how it is.
I just need to work with our procurement team to find those ingredients of this already in liquid form, so it will be more easy, and we need to provide better texture.
Maybe we'll find that having a ready-to-drink drink, maybe not as big as this, but like something that you're, drinking as a beverage, right? Not like a shot. Yeah, like maybe that works. As you're doing this, Victor, if you could think about it, we would love to do that. I was just kind of assuming that it'd be too hard because of the graininess and the plant-based texture of the drink and whatnot. But if we can do that, I mean, that'd be incredible. I would love to make it carbonated, like if it was an actual drink, like you just said, like a more energy drink style. If we could do it, it'd be incredible. I'm glad that this came up because it makes, we should totally just try both. That would be like really game changing. Both of them are going to be game changing.
So I will work with him on the next days, and we will send you samples as soon as we can.
Amazing.
We just have to make some prototypes here.
It's exciting. I'm excited to try them. All right, thanks guys. Take care. This is exciting. We're working on what could potentially be a ready-to-drink form of Graymatter. That was our call with the R&D team. What this would enable us to do is distribute into retail. Right now, when you have this bag, right, it's not very conducive to just flying off the shelves. It's at a price point that maybe isn't at a quick impulse purchase. In order for us to kind of maximize the value of the company and reach more people, we have to get into distribution points that enable us to do that, and the form factor really is the limiting factor here. And so if we can make a ready to drink, like either a shot or an actual kind of energy drink can, it would just be, a game-changing thing. We're not for sure going to do it, we're just looking into it, and this is kind of the process of doing so.
Alright, pause. If you've made it this far, something super cool happened during the filming of that call. While Jim was talking with the R&D team, we received content from the people that we sent on behalf of Graymatter to this year's World Cup as a thank you for helping our Instagram get to 50K followers and for continuing to believe in Graymatter. Check it out.
50,000 of you, and Graymatter sending 3 of you to the World Cup.
Reporting live from the World Cup! Big shout out to Graymatter. Thank you guys for the experience. So much fun. You know what? Taking care of your brain really does pay off. That's all I gotta say. Taking care of your brain pays off. Check out Graymatter.
All right, so we're about to call this customer. She made a video for us actually that was really emotional. She had been trying a lot of things just to help her feel better. Nothing was working. She finally found Graymatter and it made a big difference in her life. She's super grateful to us. Said she wanted to scream it to the fucking world. And so we're about to give her a call and see what she has to say.
Hey, Jean, what's up? I'm great. How are you? I can't believe I'm talking to you, by the way. I'm in shock.
You left such an amazing review. I just wanted to give you a call first off, tell you thank you. We're real people and we are really wanting to help you. You've had it about 60 times and you're just confident every single time. You're like, you know this is gonna work. That's what you said?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's my go-to. Like, literally, I feel it like it allows me to perform better, to think better. My endurance is longer. I can just have a better life. You know what I mean? I can think better. I can be more calmer, present. I feel the results through everything that I've just told you. I never thought in my life that I'll find something that will able to help me the way that it has done for me, like the impact and the change. Like, I've never ever imagined. Thank you so much. Honestly, it's such an honor and it's such a pleasure. It's super real for me. But you have created something very unique, very life-changing, very meaningful.
Yeah. Now that means a lot to me. It does. It's sometimes surreal how much of an impact it's having. But I just want to go help find more people, and I think you're going to help us do that. So
I love that. You are making my dreams come true. So
amazing.
Thank you so much, Ian.
Yeah, and thank you too. All right, talk to you soon. All right, so we just called the customer. This is actually a big part of our marketing strategy, is just to be authentic and let customers tell their side of the story when it comes to their experience with Graymatter. It just feels authentic. You know, I could get on here and tell you Graymatter is the best thing since sliced bread or whatever. I pay some influencer to do it. But what about just real people, right? That's what we've found worked the best for us. Every review comes to my email, and so I'll get that as well. I read them. And when people just say kind of extraordinary things, which actually happens often, I'll just reply and say, hey, do you want to jump on a call? So I don't do it all the time, but it's definitely something that, you know, I think sets us apart. And from what we hear now from people that are starting to buy our product, it's like they're expecting it from us. So as we're continuing to build the brand, do more long-form content, you know, we want to be a vessel to share other people's stories, both, you know, success with Graymatter, success in their business, success in their life and their work, and how Graymatter can be a small part of that.
We posted that YouTube video last week and we're getting a ton of cool responses. Someone from Ireland reached out to you?
Yeah, Ireland. Yeah, the video made it all the way over to overseas. Posted on LinkedIn, said a little bit about it. Somebody reached out, said he saw it, and that he had a similar situation. He's never met anyone else that had a similar situation, and so just wanted to chat. So I talked to him today, and yeah, his situation was actually worse than mine. I think maybe it was just helpful to talk to somebody about it, and it's cool to have that impact, you know, sharing your stories. Other people can resonate with it.
We just called a customer who was raving about Graymatter. The guy from Ireland just hit you up because of the YouTube video. I'd made something for myself. Now thousands of people are raving about it. How does that genuinely make you feel?
Yeah, you know, it's hard to grasp it all. Like, it really is. And I feel like the human mind and like humans in general aren't designed to impact that many people. So it's kind of hard to fathom. All of a sudden I'm touching all these thousands of people around the world. It's hard to fathom.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing, it's motivating. It makes me want to work harder. It illustrates the opportunity we have, and it reinforces the purpose of why this all happened to me. You know, it's incredible.
So we just finished the first month of Q3. We're halfway through the year. What's going on with Graymatter right now?
We just had a humongous month. I mean, every month for the last, as far as I can remember, has been, you know, big and bigger than the last one. But we grew by about 40% again. What's crazy about that is if you just continue on that pace, we effectively double the size of our company every 2 months. You know, that's a breakneck pace. So when somebody says rocket ship, like, this is what it is. So just to put some numbers behind it, and we're comfortable sharing these. We just passed 20 million in ARR. What is more important than the money number is the people behind it. So there's thousands and thousands of people that are benefiting from this on a day-to-day basis, and we want to reach more of them. In order to do so, we're looking at a lot of things. We want to make sure we keep the main growth drivers in motion and just optimized and working even better than ever. So more content, it feeds a digital marketing machine that gets us more customers, and we help more people. Launched our wholesale program, which we can talk about, wholesale practitioner programs. So trying to diversify the way that we grow, but again, it's still mainly through media buying and content, which is how lots of brands like us grow. In addition to that, we are diversifying into new channels. So we are now on Amazon. We've gotten onto TikTok. TikTok, from a platform standpoint, is not very operator friendly, just to be completely frank. But there is a lot of eyeballs on there, and we want to try to reach them. So we're there. Our affiliate program is live and just hit its goal for revenue and orders. So that's doing really well. For the affiliate program, what's awesome about it is that there's many levels to it. You can start, if you're a customer, you'll get a code. You just go to the link that's on our website. You'll also get one in your email. But you create your code, you can customize it, and then you're off to the races. You can start generating, real serious cash for yourself. You're just referring people. If you think about TikTok Shop and affiliates and whatnot, that all lives on that platform, but that also is starting to get quite big. You don't have to be on TikTok Shop to do it. We use a software called Super Affiliate. You get your code and you share it. As you share more, you get the opportunity to earn more and better commission. So we have people now that are making thousands of dollars a month. You can customize your own landing page to make it really feel like you. Put your own content on there. If you do really well, there's an opportunity to be sponsored and a sponsored creator for Graymatter, where we'll put you on retainer and pay you every month to make a certain amount of videos for us. So that opportunity is awesome. I know that there's a lot of people out there that are wanting to be creators. We've set up the platform for you. So if you go crush it, you can get onto our sponsored creator, roster, and it's a pretty cool roster. You don't have to have hundreds of thousands of followers. You actually, the people that have made it onto there don't. It's not a thing where you have to have this big platform already. Just start making content, put it out there, and we'll work with you on what works. You can join our Discord channel. That's where you get a lot of feedback from people like Jamie, who runs our social, as well as some other people that are on our TikTok team. See what works, get some advice on what to make, and connect with other creators.